Hello YouTube. Today I'd like to take a look at the M1943 entrenching tool and its carrier. As you can see it right here. Let's take it out of its carrier. We'll set the E tool aside and we'll take a look at this cover. Notice that this cover is made out of heavy duck canvas. It has the lift-to-dot fastener on it. It is stamped US right there. This cover itself weighs, this pouch weighs 8 ounces total. Now if you'll notice on the back, it has 3 positions of the M1910 type belt hook. So they can position it at different heights, whether it was carried on their belt or on their backpack. Sometimes they would, if they were carrying bed rolls on top of the combat pack, they could put it here and it kind of actually helped hold the belt roll, the bed roll in place. Notice, once again, we have a piece of material from the OD shade number 9 on the back of this thing. Notice also that this thing here was made from the Tulsa Canvas Company. It's dated 1944. And notice it had these, they put these 2 pieces of leather here to try to keep this thing from holding up. Because every time you slide this E-tool in and out, see the sharp part of the shovel on these sides could literally sit there and cut through that canvas. So they put this leather on each side. There are several different types of these here. There's also one that we'll go into later on a review just on E-tool covers. But this is one particular type. They had a few variants. Let's take a look at this E-tool. First of all, this E-tool is dated 1945 and it's made by Ames. I don't know if you can see it or not. I need to get some better lighting coming back from that angle where you can see it, but it's dated 1945. This E-tool right here weighs 38 ounces. That's like 2 3/8 of a pound. So it's kind of heavy. These were for men. These wasn't for little boys carrying around the battlefield. Now this particular shovel, I've had this since I was a kid. And this is the shovel and the E-tool that I took backpacking with me when me and my boys would go packing. And we'd carry these, and we carried all military gear. It was just how we went backpacking and trailblazing. But if you take this, see it has a screw on it. You can screw right up. Now, this particular E-tool, the folding one, this was actually a copy designed of some captured German folding E-tools that was captured during the war, and they thought, hey, that's a pretty clever idea. That way you could still get your leverage. This thing is 28 inches long when the shovel was folded out, and you could get more leverage the longer it is. Notice how much longer this is than the OT handle type. You're talking another 6 or 7 inches, it looks like, that this thing is longer than the OT handle 1910 type. We'll go over a video on the 1910s also. But anyway, this thing here could be used to dig an entrenching tool. Of course, that it speaks for itself. Dig foxholes, slit trenches, and whatever. Now, this particular shovel spade here is 8.5 inches long, and it is 6 inches wide right here. Now, when it's unfolded, like I said, it's 28 inches long, but when you can use this in another position, you can back this off, and you can put that on, and then you could act as a hoe, like that. Now, these also become pretty good weapon in combat. There's been many men killed in hand-to-hand combat with an entrenching tool. Very effective weapon, whether it's like this, or whether you unscrew this. You got it like this here. I mean, either way, even when it's folded up like this, it's still a very effective tool, a killing machine rather, if you had to. if it went there. But anyway, when this thing is in its hoe type position, see, it can be used as a hoe to scrape the slit trench out. When it is like this, it is 21 inches long when it's in its hoe position. Now, these E-tools was one of the most important pieces of equipment outside of the weaponry that a soldier would carry. Because at that time, I used to work with an old man named, they called him Papa Charlie. He landed on a barge in D-Day, plus like 16 or something like that. The fighting was a couple of miles inland. And he said, and he fought all the way to Germany. But he said every time they would move, the first thing they did is they digged a new foxhole. He said it was just continually digging every day. He said if they gained 100 yards when they got there and they had to make a position, they dug in. If they got pushed back another 100 yards and they didn't have back into their own trenches or wherever, they were always digging foxholes. He said every day, every time they stopped, every day, every night, every position, he said they would begin to dig in. And he said it was just a common deal. He said, in fact, he left his bins. This is heavy. It's about, it's pretty heavy, almost 3 pounds for the whole setup. It's kind of heavy, but it's very important. But anyway, this is mine for my collection. And I want to thank you for watching, and I'll do some later reviews on the M1910 type, and I have several of those. Please subscribe to my channel and help me out that way if you would, please. Thank you for watching the Web Gear Review.